right. We are fired up. It's about that time. I've been busy this week. I have been gutting and reinstalling a bathroom, which is good because I'm gonna have my bathroom back. I have used almost this entire bottle of Windex on nothing but cleaning my touchscreen. Or my tablet screen, rather. It's not a touchscreen. It's just a pen tablet. But, yeah. An entire goddamn bottle of Windex on nothing but this screen. I'm about to go back to the classic blue. I got that standing by. I got that. We're not sponsored by Windex, but we may as well be. We use it every single fucking stream. Anyway, let me kind of talk about this a little. I got really bound up in trees for some reason this week. Well, for some reason, I came across this picture floating through my image directory. It's a quote from a Lord Dunsany story. And it's this creepy little vampire girl who is walking through a foggy, misty forest, and the trees are all creepy. And I was like, I want to paint creepy trees. I want to paint some creepy trees. But I don't know what I'm doing. So, I have collected a quantity of reference on creepy trees. And I've spent all week just kind of looking at this reference and going, yeah, I want to paint some creepy trees. Like, what makes trees creepy? What makes these trees creepy trees as opposed to just, fucking trees? And part of it is just that they're like mostly in black and white. It's the monochrome look. Now, these in particular, this is kind of especially creepy for some reason. And in this, it looks like somebody has painted a deer at the end of this. I think this is a photograph that somebody tried to edit and paint a deer onto. That's kind of how it looks. It's fairly low resolution. But, yeah, if I take it down to 100%, it's a fairly small picture. But, now let me, what? Up to the navigator, there we go. Okay, there we go. And, yeah, I got this one. I kind of like these guys right here. They look kind of stretchy and creepy. And then there are these. These look kind of stretchy and creepy. This image looks a little unreal. And I'm not sure whether it's like, I'm not sure why it looks unreal. It's kind of, there's a sweep to the trees as they come up here that just, it doesn't look, it doesn't look right, and then you got this over here. And one of the things that I'm noticing, I'm kind of looking at this and I'm going, there's no particular creepy factor to the trees. It's like these are creepy because they look all sinuous and twisty, like they're not trees, more like they're tentacles. And these are crooked and angular. They look tortured, and that makes them creepy. And then you look at this one. This one's creepy because it's all leaning over. Trees that are leaning over are just automatically more creepy. But then these are just like, it's just a straight up trunk. There's this trunk coming out of the ground, and there's You know, there's some branches coming over, and that's it. There's nothing particularly. There's no particular common thread. This looks almost random. And here again we've got these sinuous, kind of twisty, tentacle-looking bits of the tree. And then this is mostly just straight trunks. And these aren't even bare limbs. There's actually foliage and leaves on these, but they're still creepy. And then over here, again, we got the sinuous, twisty limbs, but they don't all have the sinuous, twisty limbs. You know, there's nothing really consistent among them. Like, these are just straight up and down, more or less. And there's this gate that leads in, and that gate's kind of cool. But then you come over here, and it's just like, these are straight up and down. There's a little bit of twisting going on, but not a whole lot. You know, and I was thinking maybe I would get some idea what makes trees creepy. And I think it's mostly just having them silhouetted. Doesn't seem to, there doesn't seem to be any definitive, this is what makes trees creepy. It's just trees in fog and mist. And I don't know, maybe that's all I need to know, actually. I mean, maybe that's good enough. Maybe that's all I need to think about. And you can see here that I've kind of sketched out a tree. And one of the things that I've been kind of thinking along the lines of is applying elements of anatomy. And if I fire up a new image here, and I just take this, and there's not a whole lot to how I'm there's not a whole lot to what I am building here. Why did I create a new folder? I don't need a new folder. I do not need this. Click to the layer below. Don't need that one. Click to the layer below either. So essentially what I start off with, all I really need is on the frontmost layer, we just grab a brown. And what I've been doing is kind of, let's get to, I've just been kind of blocking in this little area. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, and then I just kind of swipe across that. Now, all the way behind this, what I kind of need is I need a sky color, which, sorry, I had to sneeze. So let's start off with a sky color like this, maybe not quite that dark, something more washed out a little, like that. And then that is down here toward the bottom. Okay, so we'll start off with this here. I'm sorry. I'm having issues at the moment. I'm sneezing a lot. I may be sick. I don't know. But I'm just going to take this blue fairly high up. And then I'm going to switch to an opacity brush. I'm going to switch all the way over to white. And then I'm just going to kind of go, just going to kind of. I'm just going to kind of rough that in there. And now, having done that, I'm going to swap over to my blender. And I'm going to just sort of blend all of this together. This is not going so well. I did a much better job of this earlier. In fact, let's kind of redo this a little. Let's use the opacity brush with let's desaturate a little and desaturate a little more. Desaturate more. More. There we go. And now we'll come over here to our blur brush, and we'll just kind of smooth that out. We're not actually going to blend anything. We're just going to blur it a little bit and get this kind of thing going on. And back to our opacity brush. Let's use the soft shade really high, and we'll just kind of smooth this out and maybe get some there we are. That works kind of well. And then from there, I just kind of go in front of that. And from here, let's work with just a very simple kind of, let's do a very kind of straight trunk here. And we'll take that straight trunk and we'll kind of fork off from that. And we'll do this kind of thing right here. We'll clean that up. And that's not bad. Now I'll come over here to our soft shade. Make that brush substantially smaller, and we'll all the way down to there. Okay, let's actually do this on another layer, and we'll clip this one to the layer below. This one will clip to the layer below, and we'll do our white cell shading. I do not want to drag just want to kind of get sort of And now let's come back to our line here. We'll sharpen that shadow there and that shadow there. And that should give us some sense of what's going on there. Yeah, I am not feeling particularly good today. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Let's come down here to the black again, and then we'll use an opacity brush. Just kind of putting some texture in here might be good. Actually, what I really ought to do is just come in here with the blender. Sort of. Let's take the hardness down. Let's see how this this blending works out. How does that look? I'm not loving this. Let's come back to. Let me just kind of. That is really kind of annoying. All right, now we'll come over to our blender and see what we can do in terms of giving this some form. Mostly what I'm doing at this point is just kind of playing with the blend tool and seeing what kind of results I can get with it and how well I can what if pull this down if I just put a little bright light up here, then switch over. What if I try to just kind of pull the lighting down into the rest of the tree? What if I do that? It not only drags down a ruler, it switches what layer I'm working on, which is fairly annoying. So if I just kind of drag that down and then come in here and go, nope, 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 nope. What if I now drag the shadow up and into the... What if I drag that in like so and just kind of... I'm not disliking the results I'm getting here. I'm not sure how I feel about them just like overall. You know what this needs is over top of it, it needs more fog. We need fog over top of this. So if I use the soft shade and white, I just kind of just to kind of conceal that tree a bit more. Just to give it a sort of fade into the mist. Keep hitting the scroll bar. Okay, that's not bad at all. That has a certain feel to it. Like this color here. Let's edit this and do some let's do some total correction. We'll do SL. Let's first of all drop our saturation down a bit. Deepen it somewhat. No, we don't want to do that. Okay, let's okay, so we'll pull down the saturation. We'll pull up the okay. There we go. That's yeah, that looks good. Now we'll okay on that, and now let's tonal correction, tone curve. Let's do that. Then we'll sharpen that up there. And we'll smooth that out of there. Drag that up slightly. And okay, that well, that's not where I wanted to do that. I wanted to do this on huh. I'll just leave that. I won't mess with the levels at all. Let's create another layer. Two more actually. I'm almost certainly getting sick, but I don't have time to be sick right now. So, yeah. Now let's do more of a leaning sort of thing. And we'll bring another limb out from here. Which we will then drag down in this direction. We'll drag some branches off in this direction. And drag a branch down there. And let's thick up the bottom of this tree a little. Right there. This branch curling in on itself, that's not typically how branches grow. And I'm kind of doing that curling back on itself deliberately to make things look just a little bit wrong. So let's Let's drag that back so we've got this, and then we'll create a new layer that will we'll put some more fog on that to kind of sit over top of this one. And at the moment, still on black, right? Okay. Clear those out somewhat. And then we'll kind of match. Come back to soft shade, and no, we were using the opacity brush, weren't we? These branches are much slimmer, so we're shading along this side. Oh. What the? What is going on here? Oh. Huh. We do want that to sit in front, but... Okay, let's turn it off for the moment then. So I can see what's going on with my, lighting. Now hold on, why is... This is not working very well at all. Yeah, this is not going well so far. Not doing a very good job. I don't like how this is coming out. How well this is gonna blend. All these little branches. Fuck it, let's try it. This is actually not bad. This is giving me some options on this. This kind of wonder how well the fingertip might do on this. Well, it's giving me some interesting texture. And I'm liking how it looks down around here. That's working fairly well on this. That's letting me drag some. Ooh, this is giving me some very interesting texture. I'm liking this. The fingertip is kind of. This is giving me some very interesting results. And I'm liking that. This gives me a lot of freedom to suggest some texture and provide a kind of, that really does kind of is really making things look interesting. Okay, so now if I turn this layer on, how do we look now? We got something going on here. And it's something fairly interesting. Yeah, I am liking that. Let's go back to the other one and see what we can do in terms of oh yeah. Let's drag that down along here. Oh, look at that texture just come right out of it. Oh, that. And then here we can really suggest the contour of that. That looks that is looking really kind of. Let's push some black up in here. And then a bit of gray. That actually works really well. Let's drag this across here. And then push all of this up. Oh, this is really good for a wood texture. Now if I turn that fog layer on again, that actually works really, really well. This is exactly the kind of thing that you're supposed to do with practice, is discover techniques and go, wait, that works. Let's drag this black back up here. Drag the black back up, and then we'll drag that kind of down. We turn the fog back on, and we've got yeah, we have definitely got something going on here. This is what else can I do with this? Okay. Let's take all of these raster layers and we'll turn them off, and then we'll create a new raster layer, and we'll take this one and we'll just go. Okay, we're going to start with brush, line, and we're going to start with something fairly wide, and we're just going to go. And what are we going to do? Let's start with. Let's see how this works out. We're going to start with a kind of black silhouette here, like so. And then we're going to go with a fairly saturated red. And we're just going to come right along the edge there, like that. And now let's go to our fingertip and go. Let's start pulling this down. We'll, no, not quite, no, we'll protect alpha. Make sure that goes all the way to the edge. Let's use a slightly larger tip here. And let's kind of drag that down like so. Okay, this is shaping up fairly well. This is interesting. Let me go back to my brush and let's give ourselves something to work with there. I'll kind of drag that down. Then we can drag this back up, kind of fill that gap in. And you do the same thing here. You just kind of pull that down and then stretch it back down to cover that area. This is a fairly good approximation of raw flesh. All we got to do with that is kind of, if we now came over here and then new layer, click to the layer below. If we now took this line and we just sort of kind of made it look just a little bit wet. Just sort of highlight some areas there. That is not bad at all. A little overworked, I think. I could stand to pull some of that. Not bad, not bad at all. That's a fairly simple technique too. And just kind of you start with a layer. You block in your initial color. It'd be kind of like this would be your shadow color, and then you take some kind of bright color, lock the transparency, and put your bright. You know what? Let's do this in a kind of weird, gross tentacle sort of thing. Then come over to the fingertip, which here I've got. You can see the color stretches at 70. So we just kind of ragged up the edge here a little bit. And then we start dragging it down. You just stretch that across. And kind of get some shadows up into it over here. And pull some we'll have that That is an interesting and fairly simple technique. You just kind of follow the contour, and that gives you a particular kind of textured appearance that you can sort of drag more. I wonder. What if I change this to and if I change this to soft light doesn't really work. Hard light works. Add glow. Linear light. Pin light. None of those seem to be making a big difference. Subtract is just gonna multiply is not going to do anything. Linear burn. Screen? Nah. Color dodge. Glow dodge. That's an interesting look. Overlay. Difference. Vivid light. Vivid light works well. Pin light looks the same. Hard mix. Ew, I don't like that. Just put it on normal. Looks fine. Huh. That is a neat little technique there. I'm gonna play with that some more. Let's see what I can do with it. It also kind of looks like draped cloth. That might be a useful way of doing drapery. Not 100% certain on it, but I am definitely thinking in that direction, and it is some interesting stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be working more with this technique. Anyhow, it's been 55 minutes, so let's go ahead and call it on this. Do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, all that happy horse shit. And okay, bye.